Hey, version 345 for back to more Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. In the last episode we did some stuff for the Dark Brotherhood, did some stuff for the Fighters Guild. This time, hey, who are you?
Ed, I'm Regner. You want anything? I hate it here. Came here with Edla. All these snooty southerners. And damn guards won't let anyone have any fun.
It's me.
I was at Olav's earlier, and I ran into this Dunmer named Rainiel Dreles. After a round or two, he told me he was an honest-to-goodness vampire hunter.
Oh wait,
Yes, the vampire hunter. As far as I know, he just showed up recently here in Bruma. Not only that, but he already found a vampire among us. Apparently, Braden Lyrian was one of those vile creatures, and Rainiel slew him. Kinda strange, though. I never figured Braden to be a vampire. He seemed to be such an likable fellow. You too?
What quest do I apparently have? Oh, this one. Okay. Let's just go talk to him. See what he has to say for himself. Iron Detective.
You're going to have to leave. This is a crime scene, and no one other than ourselves, our Rainiel Dreles. He's that thief that the Imperial Watch are always going on about. Yeah, I've heard of him. I understand that Bumf Gragash trains other Fighter Guild members on the proper use. The culprit in this crime has already been dealt with. I'd tell you more, but frankly, I don't... We'll see. You can... Good. Really? Not funny. Not even a little bit. What a... Not... You're... Please. I'm embarrassed, but thank you. A culprit in this... I'd tell you more, but frankly...
Come on, your disposition's matched.
For me? Thanks. I suppose there's no harm in telling you what happened. Word is bound to get around Bruma anyway. Turns out that Braden Lyrian is a vampire. Or was. If it wasn't for Rainiel Dreles, we may never have uncovered the truth. Let me explain. In the last week or so, we've found 2 bodies stashed in shallow graves outside the city walls. The bodies had puncture wounds on their necks. The bodies were those of some beggars who used to wander the streets looking for handouts. Vampire probably thought no one would miss them. Luckily for us, Rainiel arrived in town. He said he was a vampire hunter, so we asked for his help. He tracked the vampire to this house. When he entered the place around noon, Braden was sleeping. He was able to slay him at that point. Luckily, Braden's wife wasn't home. Poor thing. She didn't even know her husband was infected. We did a follow-up investigation, and it's true that no one recollects seeing Braden out in the daylight. He's only been spotted at night. I'm afraid there's not much more to tell you. So, you can see we really don't need any help, but... I'm impressed. It only took him a day to track the vampire.
You guys suck at being at your jobs.
They shouldn't give you
Tell
too
me.
much trouble.
Oh, he doesn't go out in the daylight. Oh, that makes he's a vampire. And because this one guy said he was. I already know what's going on. Hey.
Perhaps you can help me. I can't believe... Please! Please! I need your help! My husband was no vampire! It's ridiculous! No one will listen to me!
I believe you.
Forgive me. I loved my husband dearly. And to lose him this way makes no sense. Anything you can do to help would be wonderful. This is all happening so fast. I came home only just a few hours ago. I found the door open, and my Braden dead. Standing over him was a Dunmer. I screamed and ran out into the street. Some city watch were nearby and heard me, I suppose, as they arrived quickly. I heard the Dunmer identify himself as Rainil Draelus. He said he was a vampire hunter, and that Braden was his mark. The guards seemed to know about Rainil, and after a search of the house, the body of some beggar was found stashed in our basement. The guards sent for Carius, who is an investigator for crimes here in Bruma. In minutes, Rainil convinced Carius that Braden was a vampire.
Well, of course it does. It was obviously planted here. Why would he stash a body in his own house? That's ridiculous.
And another thing. The guards are making a big deal out of no one seeing Braden out in the daylight. Well, of course that's the case. He works at night and has to sleep during the day. Why does that make him a vampire? It's all that Rainil character. I don't trust him. The thing that bothers me the most is that I swear I've seen him before. Of course, he says he's never been here. Look, there isn't much more to say. Please. Poor Arnora. Seems her boyfriend, Gerunda, has stolen some gold from her and left her penniless. Now he's in jail and she's destitute. I have no idea where he'd be. Just find him and make him tell you the truth. I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm right.
Oh,
I believe her.
back.
Okay, that's a no-no place. I'm not gonna touch that. Are you a beggar? I don't think you are. Beggars are good for...
One more call.
Ah, okay. Then you don't have any new information for me, but I'll give you a coin anyway, because I'm a nice guy. Do you need a coin?
Good news.
Yeah, thanks to me. Okay.
Blessings of our... Good day. I'm Tolgan, herald to Countess Narina Carvane here in Bruma. Countess Carvane would prefer if you speak to her in person. She also said to present you with this stipend. My lady holds court from 8 in the morning until 6 in the evening each day. Did you ever hear about the ghost of Lord Vlindrel? The Countess is in attendance. If you wish to seek audience with her, please return at that time. You're also welcome to wait.
Okay. Since I have no clue as to where Raynor is, I'm just gonna go up here. Let's see, what time is it? It's 9:43, so actually, I'm just in time.
Well,
I think this is Castle Bruma. I think it said so in the corner, but I can't remember. I think they took away the people feel about you thing in Skyrim. I don't remember ever using it. Jump! Jump! Hello.
I've heard much about your deeds from my people. I trust the stipend Tolgan gave you. Good point. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I'm Countess Narina Carvane. I assume you've noticed all the Akaviri relics I'm displaying. Well, it's safe to say I'm a collector of sorts. I've invested a great deal of time and money acquiring these bits of ancient history. In fact, I'd be so bold as to proclaim my collection the most complete in all Cyrodiil, perhaps even beyond. A particular relic has eluded me for many years. Possessing this piece of Akaviri antiquity would make my collection complete. I'm of course referring to the Draconian Madstone. Some see only the conflicts between northern and southern cultures, but I see the way they are stronger when... He served Emperor Uriel for many years, and so far he has done well in an... The Elder Council and the bureaucracy have managed the Empire's affairs for decades. The Emperor rules. The stone is a fine bit of Akaviri craftsmanship. Worn like an amulet, this talisman is said to protect the wearer from poisons of any type. The Madstone appears as a snake, coiled around and encircling itself. The eyes of the snake are supposed to be precious gems or some such. Through my sources, I've learned that the last reported location of the Madstone was the ruins at Pale Pass. Are you familiar with the history of Pale Pass?
Nope. No.
Back at the end of the First Era, raiders from the continent of Akavir attempted to gain a foothold here in Tamriel. At that time, the Empire was broken into smaller factions. Raymond Cyrodiil decided to unify them and form an army to repel the Akaviri raiders. The force became known as the Army of Raymond. The two armies clashed in what's now northern Cyrodiil. The Akaviri were strong and well supplied. But their greatest error was marching through Morrowind on the way to their objective and dismissing the response it would garner from Vivek. They didn't count on Lord Vivek forming an alliance with the Trident Kings of the Dreg. From Morrowind, he struck at their rear flank. Not only did this make the Akaviri fight on two fronts, it also cut off access to reinforcements and supplies from the sea. Not quite. The army of Raymond knew that the organized Akaviri forces were commanded from a hidden post in the mountains. Rumors placed it in a snowy vale called Pale Pass. That's where Raymond focused his attention. As his forces fought their way across the Gerald Mountains, the Akaviri suddenly surrendered. It was assumed they were overwhelmed and gave up. The only strange part was that the command post and Pale Pass were never found. It was dismissed as a rumor, and the army of Raymond celebrated. It's come to my attention that the post did exist, and it happens to be the last reported location of the Draconian Madstone. If you retrieve the Draconian Madstone for me, I'll be happy to compensate you.
Sure.
I had a feeling you'd accept. Good. Then let me tell you how you're going to find the... I've come into the possession of a diary, written by an Akaviri messenger. I suspect that the text within... Here's a translation of the passages we could still read. It was quite damaged. I've also included a rough map that was drawn in the diary as well. I'm also providing you with a unique key that was supposedly found with the diary. I'm assuming it'll prove useful when you arrive. I paid several scouts to try and find the ruins at Pale Pass before I hired you. They were only able to locate the first of a series of landmarks. These landmarks are mentioned within the diary. The one referred to as Dragonclaw Rock has been located. The rest is up to you. My scouts reported bitter cold and be cautious. The messenger's diary will make a nice companion to... The Madstone awaits. May
I'm
the
not gonna do this right now, but I might do it later. Hey, it's you. I remember that guy. Remember like it was yesterday.
Good to see you.
But in actuality, it was about 5 minutes ago. That was a long history of that shit. I didn't retain any of it, just like real life.
Edla Darkheart. If you want... One place is pretty much like another. Regner I was at Olaf's earlier and I ran into this Dunmer named Reynold Draelus. After a round or two, he told...
Olaf?
Take care.
Look, Fighters Guild. So what's this? Oh, Mages Guild. They have a Mages Guild too? That's him right now.
Me children. I'm only asking.
Here you go. Oh yeah, I gave you some, but that's okay. Don't care. There's probably another house. Yeah, Baneman's house. Where's Olaf's place? Maybe I can find Reynold in there. But I still haven't had that quest. Yeah, it doesn't give me any clues. I assume it'd be an inn of some sort. Let's try here. This is an inn. I'm assuming there's... I don't know.